Last week I dropped a short ranking all the Call of Duty games and people in the comments were furious. Now, I couldn't explain myself in the short because of it being a short, so I'm gonna be doing that in this video. I'm not gonna go in depth because then the video will be super long, so I'll just briefly talk about each game. Now, I said that at the last spot we've got COD 1, 2, and 3, and everyone in my shorts comments were pissed. But I don't think they're bad, I just don't have an opinion on them. So I just eliminated them from the get-go. Not a lot of people played it either, so I didn't see a point of adding them somewhere on the list. So that's it with the old games. But getting into the actual list, we have Black Ops 4 in last place. This game has a doo-doo ass multiplayer, a doo-doo ass zombies, and a doo-doo ass BR. The monetization in this game was the worst monetization COD ever had, cause you're forced to pay for new guns instead of gambling with crypto keys that you unlock in gameplay. Now, you can level up and unlock them, but you need to be playing a shit ton of games. Like, I don't think I'm exaggerating much when I say you needed to play 24/7 to reach level 200 in the battle pass. And on top of that, the Black Ops pass was deplorable compared to the regular season pass from back in the day. And there's no campaign either, so I think it easily deserves to be at the bottom. But next up we've got COD Vanguard. And I don't really have much to say cause I only played the beta and the multiplayer did nothing to innovate. The story from what I've heard is just Naruto filler, and the zombies is the worst zombies mode ever made. Like, I don't think they had a round-based map until like half the game's life cycle, so yeah, Vanguard is in the second last spot. The third worst COD we have is Ghosts. Now, this is another game I haven't played, so I don't have an opinion on it, so I'm just going in with the general consensus of it being a bad game, and I'm gonna leave it over here. But the next game I have on the list is Black Ops Cold War. Now, I think everyone hates the multiplayer, so I won't really dive too deep into it, but snipers were basically unusable in the game. I think it was fine during the beta, but they ended up patching it. But there was another meta every week, the score streak system was awful, and a whole bunch of other issues. The campaign was good, minus some of the voice acting, but the zombies is what most people liked. I hated it though, cause to me it felt like some other developer was replicating Treyarch zombies, instead of just having a regular Treyarch zombies game mode. I feel like they changed way too many things to the point where it lost what made it so special. To me, it's kinda like the From Software game that game critics designed, compared to the game From Software designed and released. The game mode feels like it's designed for everyone, when no game should be like that. There's so much hand holding and shit, and I couldn't have fun with it, so it's down here. Anyway, the next game we have is Advanced Warfare. Now, I've only played very little of this game at my friend's house, but of what I played, I enjoyed the advanced movement. But most people that played it during the time thought it was a little too much, and it was pretty mixed. But the reason why it's in the higher tier of bad, closer to the mid tier, is because of the zombies in the campaign. The zombies is apparently poo-poo dog shit, and the campaign is the polar opposite. The campaign is apparently really good, so it balances out. And also, they just leaked or announced Advanced Warfare 2 coming out in 2024 or 2025, and I don't know how to feel. What I'm looking forward to is just a futuristic COD, but the thing that worries me is that it's made by Sledgehammer, so I don't really know how to feel. But the last COD in the mid tier is World War II. Most people hated the story and thought it was hella generic, but at the time, I actually enjoyed it. I didn't watch any World War II movie or media beforehand, so it was pretty original to me. If I go back now, I don't think I'll say the same thing, but I haven't played it since then, so I'll never know. But zombies is terrible, and the multiplayer I thought was decent. It just didn't innovate much. I thought the division system was a good risk, but it didn't really land well on most people. Now, getting into the decent to good tier of games, we have Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, I know some people in my short were confused when I said that the games below in this tier were trash, and let me just kind of clarify that real quick. So the games lower in the previous tier were trash, so like Black Ops 4, and then the games above in that same tier were just mid or decent. So I just wanted to clarify that. Now, I'm grouping the OG with the remaster cause I never played the OG, but from what I played, the remaster was fine. The campaign was cool and the multiplayer was fine. They added new weapons, which I think was necessary to keep the game active, but supply drops again are nasty. But the reason why this game is below the next game is because Modern Warfare Remastered doesn't have zombies, and World at War introduced it, which is why I have it next on the list. Now, again, I never played this game, but I heard the campaign was good. I think most people enjoyed the COD 4 multiplayer over World at War's multiplayer, but I think the addition of zombies puts it above Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, the maps aren't great, they're pretty average because zombies just started, and it's bare bones and everything, but Derry still holds up as a solid map till this day. But zombies is the biggest addition to COD, so I think it deserves this spot. Now, the next game we've got is Modern Warfare 3. Now, Modern Warfare 3 is a game I just don't remember much of. The campaign had so many memorable moments, but the multiplayer didn't innovate much from MW2, and the maps weren't as good either. Survival was pretty fun though, and it's the best co-op mode outside of zombies. But anyway, the next game we've actually got is Infinite Warfare. Now I think some people are going to be pissed at me for having this game this high, but I feel like most people that hate the game didn't even play it. So let me explain. Now, the multiplayer I'm not even going to get into because I played like 2 games and I wasn't really into it. And zombies is something I haven't played much either, but it did have a lot of potential. The mechanics in the mode were actually pretty good, but no one gave it a chance because no one wanted to play another futuristic COD after Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3. If my friends got this game, I think I would have had a lot of fun playing it, but no one ended up buying it. Even I didn't buy it. My friend's brother got the game in UK and Uncharted 4 came with my console and I finished it, so me and my friend decided to trade games and I played everything by myself. So I just couldn't have as much fun compared to other Call of Duties. But the campaign was really good. I think it's a top 5 campaign, so I think that and the zombies mode carries it up to this spot. But anyway, now we're at the top 5 and these are all great games. And coming in at the number 5 spot, we've got MW2, Modern Warfare 2, the 2009 one. Now like Modern Warfare 3, this is a game I don't remember much of, but I loved it and it was the reason I started getting into COD. I bought Black Ops 2 and a PlayStation because of it. I played the campaign recently when it was remastered, which was nice, and I even platinumed it, but the game is known for its multiplayer. And the multiplayer was goated. When someone asks you to name one sniper from Call of Duty, the intervention is the first gun that'll come to your mind. But when it comes to the other guns, I'm pretty sure there were some broken metas, but it is what it is. When it comes to the maps though, you got the iconic Rust and Terminal, and other golden maps like Afghan, High Rise, and Scrapyard. So yeah, this game is easily at the number 5 spot. Goated game. Now coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Black Ops 1. Now the games from all the OG Black Ops trilogies above all the OG Modern Warfare games, cause Black Ops games have zombies. I also think the campaigns are better, but the main thing is that it has zombies. Now Black Ops 1 specifically had a pretty solid zombies lineup. Kino is an iconic map and just a really good map if you're trying to chill, and the DLC maps for this game is something I barely touched. I got all the map packs but barely played them cause I got the game super late. I was too stupid to buy Black Ops 3 on PS3 and the game came with Black Ops 1, so it's not entirely stupid, but still pretty stupid. But I got the map packs for it and never really played it cause I was only able to play it solo. But from my experience, on Black Ops 3, they're pretty solid maps. Didn't play much of Call of the Dead, but everyone says that map is goated, so the zombies overall in this game is solid. The multiplayer was also pretty good, but I didn't like the COD point system, and also I played it after Black Ops 2 when Black Ops 3 was out. So I just couldn't enjoy it properly. But the next game I've got would probably surprise a bunch of people, and that's Modern Warfare 2019. This game actually grew on me quite a bit. Now, survival is still trash, and I'm not going to be talking about that, and the campaign is solid as well. But the multiplayer is one of the biggest refreshers to the franchise. Call of Duty went from some non-stop fast-paced shooter to a slower and more strategic one, and it's a really cool addition to the franchise. The gunplay in this game was the best, and now it might be beaten by MW2 when that game comes out. But all the guns in this game were nice, and they were all pretty balanced as well. Snipers didn't have an unattachable condom attachment over them like from all the Black Ops games other than Black Ops 2, and the gunsmith was really nice as well. I can keep talking about the field upgrades and everything, but the last thing I just want to mention is the post-launch support. This game introduced free maps, updates, guns, and it introduced new game modes as well. Now, you can argue that there should have been more maps and guns at launch, but you can also bring up the argument that it's better to space out the releases so that you don't get burnt out. So, it can go either way. But the other complaint that I have is with the map design. The maps are hella long, and there's a bunch of factors encouraging camping. Running to the objectives are a mission, and there's so many random points where people can camp. But despite all that, I think the gameplay and the mechanics carry the game to the point where it's top 3. And also, Gunfight is an amazing game mode. Best game mode they added in a hot minute. But coming in at the number 2 spot, we've got Black Ops 3. Now, the campaign for this is one of the worst campaigns in the series, but the concept was pretty cool. It just had terrible execution. But the multiplayer in this game was a step up from Advanced Warfare. You can't spam your jump like from AW because the thruster has a cooldown, but you can also slide and wall run as well. So the movement is a step up from that game. But also, the maps are on par with the maps of the game we have at the number 1 spot. You've got Breach, Combine, Fringe, and a bunch of other solid maps. The only shitty maps in my opinion were Exodus and Havoc, but that's only 2 maps. But the second biggest addition to the game was the specialists. Now, a lot of people weren't a fan of this, but I loved having them. It made the game so much more interesting, and using their weapons and abilities was really fun. They were unique and played differently, and I thought it was a really good addition to the multiplayer. The only issue I have with it is a pretty big one, but I still think should have been in the game, just implemented differently, and that's supply drops. Now, what do I mean by this? I think that they should have kept supply drops, but just make it so much easier to unlock them. So what they tried doing near the end or like the middle of the game's life cycle was add those guaranteed contracts where you get like 100 wins and you get a weapon by opening the supply drop. If they had more of that, or just made it so that it's so much easier to get, I think it would have been nice, cause it makes having the gun so much more special. With the battle pass, everyone gets the same weapon, and you know what weapon you're gonna get. Most people might prefer that, but I like spinning the box instead of playing it safe. Sometimes I'd get a shitty gun and I'd be like, shit. But when I get a sniper rifle, I'd be pooping my balls. So it depends on the person. Now, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the multiplayer is the guns. Now, first off, fuck the Brecci. Me and my homies hate the Brecci. Hearing the thump 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 sound gives everyone PTSD. But most of the other weapons were fine. The sniper rifles are underpowered because there's no aim assist, but using them in game was so fun. This is the most frustrating clip in my entire life, and I put this shit in like 2 of my videos already. But using the snipers were so fun, even though they were at a huge disadvantage, especially since there's a lot of verticality. So yeah, the multiplayer was amazing. But anyway, the best thing about the game is the zombies. It's peak zombies, and the mechanics in the game are a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. There's only one map that holds it down, but even then, it's still a good map. And to end the game, they ended it with a bang with Zombies Chronicles. They remade, remastered, I don't know what you call it, but they brought all the World at War, Black Ops 1 maps -5 in Call of the Dead, and Origins from Black Ops 2. Origins was the only map that was a downgrade because they fixed some of the glitches, but all the other maps with the new engine and mechanics played so much better. So I think it easily deserves to be at the number 2 spot for bringing us peak zombies. So this means at the number 1 spot, we've got Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 got a fire campaign with multiple endings, and it was done in a really cool way where it didn't just involve pressing a button. Your actions in game had severe consequences, like whether you make a headshot or leg shot in that one mission gets you a different ending. And there's still some secrets to be found, I'm pretty sure. Like they found a way to grab Thor's hammer in the campaign years after the game's release. It's actually insane. But the multiplayer is what this game is known for, and it probably has the best multiplayer in all of Call of Duty. The weapons were balanced, with some guns being shittier than others, but they were all really good for the most part. The maps were also amazing, and the only shitty map I can think of is Aftermath. There's literally no situation in which you choose that map over another. But the multiplayer for this game is widely regarded as the GOAT, so I don't need to go on. And the last thing I'll talk about is the zombies, which was good, but not great. Transit is a poo-ass map, and Die Rise is arguably worse, but Mob is goated, Buried is sick, and Origins is goated. Nuketown and Town were good survival maps, Farm was whatever, and Bus Depot was just dog shit. Even Transit is fun when you're goofing around with your friends, so the zombies overall was pretty good. I wish they brought back Grief for Black Ops 3 though, cause some of the maps would have been fun if you were competing against your friends. But it is what it is. So yeah, Black Ops 2, goated game, and that's pretty much it for the list. With Modern Warfare 2 coming out, I'll quickly share my opinion on that as well, instead of making a whole new video on it. And I think the game has some potential. If they chill with the recoil a bit, add red dots on the minimap and make some other changes, I think the game would be great. But although there were improvements, I don't know if the game will last because it still feels like Modern Warfare in a sense. What made Modern Warfare 2019 so special was that it felt like a whole new game with the new engine and the slower pace of gameplay. But Modern Warfare 2 on the other hand still has a similar style of gameplay with how slow you need to be in order to play well. So I feel like it's gonna be fun for a bit, but get old pretty quick. I don't care about zombies anymore cause I think Black Ops 4 killed it and Cold War just put the nail in the coffin. So I don't care about that. And the same thing goes for Warzone 2. I will try it out for sure, but I don't think I'd be playing it often. BR is just overdone. But they do have some other Tarkov mode I'm willing to try, so I'll look forward to that. I hope this game isn't 200 gigabytes, or I hope that you can delete like Warzone specifically, cause if Warzone is the base game, there is no shot I'm buying the game. I didn't buy a PS5 just to play Warzone and have it take up a third of my storage. I'm trying to play that new God of War and like other games I have in my library, so that shit isn't happening. But anyway, that's all for the list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let me know what you think about MW2 as well. The list is obviously my opinion, and it would change a bit from time to time. Like, I might put MW3 above Infinite Warfare, or put BO3 above BO2, so my opinion on these games would change a bit from time to time. But Anyway, subscribe if you haven't already, cause only 5% of everyone watching are currently subscribed. Check these videos out if you can lateral raise one plate on each hand. Later.